Well, this is literally the third time I've hit record and talked in front of the camera for about 30 minutes because I am not used to talking in front of the camera at all. I am the videographer for Daily Driven Death Traps. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Sean's usually the person that's always talking to the camera, so I have literally not that much experience talking to the camera, and it's usually always awkward. So I have been between the computer and this camera about 3 times now, like I said. Hopefully we can get it right this time. Like I said, if you're new, welcome to Daily Driven Death Traps. If you're a returning subscriber, hey, how's it going? Welcome back. Some returning subscribers know that this garage is where we have made some of our videos on the cars that we have sold. And I'm sorry to say, but this Mustang is going away, guys. I'm sad, but I am looking towards the future. If you do know me personally, I tend to get a different car every year, and so it's been 6 months. I know that's not a year, but it's been 6 months, and I think it's time to sell the car and switch platforms. Actually, I am looking at a C6, and I'm also looking at a C5 Z06, and I'm kind of just debating and waiting for the market to go down right now. But I have found a buyer for this, and I'm pretty sure Monday it's going to be gone. So I thought, what's a good way to end my relationship with this vehicle? And I thought, that's make a video. Here's a video of the 10 good things about this car and around 7 or 8 bad things. I couldn't really come up with 10 because this car has just treated me very well throughout the 6 months that I've owned it. A little bit of history about this car, well, I guess just a little bit more context about this car. I bought it around 75,000 miles, and it was basically stock other than the Flowmasters in the back. And since then, I have done a few things to it, which is just a cold air intake and a tune, a 91 tune from Palm Beach Diamond. The other things are basically just cosmetic, like I got the PP1, Performance Pack 1 wheels that are the 2015 and above Mustang that come on the Performance Pack. And I did that the day that I got this car because the wheels that were on it were plasti dipped and they just looked really shitty. I got some new tires, the Nitto NT Triple R's, I think that's what they are. Other than that, I got a shift knob. I think that's it, other than the mods under the hood, basically. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it's Salvage title. The good thing about Salvage title is that it is a lot cheaper. And for what this car is, I got it at a really good price, especially being Salvage title, because that just, you know, lowers the price in general other than a clean title. When we went to go look at it, I also looked at the Carfax before, and it was a passenger side hit that totaled it. And we looked at it, we watched it go down the road at Track Street. The frame didn't look bent at all. All the suspension components and everything that was on that side just looked fine. I mean, they look normal. So bought it. It's been great. That's why I'm selling it. That leads me to the number one good, is that Salvage title is less of a cost and can get you some pretty fast cars for a way lower price than what a clean title would go for. A clean title 5.0 would probably go for 5,000 plus more dollars that I paid for it. A clean title EcoBoost would even probably go for around 3,000 or 4,000 more dollars. What you get, 420 horsepower, 390 foot-pounds of torque, that is really good for what I paid for this. And the reliability, which is another good thing, is this thing is really reliable for a performance. Number 2 is that insurance isn't bad at all. With my Jetta and this guy, it's around $180, so if you can afford that, you should be able to afford that if you're buying a 5.0 Mustang. Number 3 is that it is not that much maintenance. The only thing that went wrong with this guy is the Y-hose, and I'll put a little card to that video right here. Do not buy Dormant Solutions. I say that multiple times in that other video because I replaced it with the Dormant Solutions one. I thought it was going to be like an upgrade, but no, it wasn't an upgrade at all. It just sucked. And I had to take it off and put the OEM one back on. The new OEM one, of course. And that fixed it. Otherwise, the only other maintenance you're going to have is oil and tires. Like I said, I bought tires, and I've changed oil probably 3 times in this, in how many miles I would put on. I usually change the oil every 3,000 miles, because that's basically what you're supposed to do with performance vehicles. Number 4, it's a fast boy. I like fast cars, and if you're watching this video, you're thinking about being a fast boy or a girl. And this is really good for its price for being fast, especially with the mods that you can do to this guy, which is another good thing, is that you can get headers E85. I think it's a different fuel rail for this, I'm not sure, but Boss 302 intake, and you'll be smacking around some new cars, and you'll just be able to take on a bunch of other cars if you go E85 and full bolt on. And it's not that much money to do that. I just don't feel like doing it. I have the headers and the intake right over there, but I just don't feel like buying them off shot. Just feel like getting the C6, I guess, and trying a different platform. Do not be mad at me. I just like trying different cars. I'm still a Ford boy at heart. Gosh. Number 4/5. 5 was mods, but 4 was eye catcher. This thing is an eye catcher even without the vinyl. The vinyl is a really eye catcher / eyesore to some people if they don't like it. Even with this thing being 85,000 miles and a salvage title, people still look at it and go like, ah, wow, it's a car. And I'm like, yeah, it's a car. It's beautiful to me. It's a pretty good 10-footer. When you do buy a car, especially Mustang, you get into the Mustang community. And here in Iowa, we have Iowa Mustangs Unstabled, and they are a very nice group that you can get in all these events, and they go out and do, like, what's it called? Those little racetrack cars. Some very nice people. They also go to, like, different events and do Mustang takeovers and stuff like that. And then you also have different groups on Facebook that aren't in Iowa, and usually there's a lot more people in there, which equals a lot more assholes out of the group too. So S550 Plus Group Mustang from Facebook, hey there, assholes. I'm just joking, I love you. Number 8 is that it is loud, and the sound is just music to my ears. A 5.0 with just a Flowmaster, it doesn't even have, I mean, it's just stock headers, and it just sounds good. Like, you get a bunch of compliments on how good this sounds unless they're Karens, and then they call the police, and then they say that you have a shark mouth on your car, and then the police come to your house because they know where that shark mouth lives, and then you're fucked. Not really, because they can't really do anything because they didn't see you do it in the act. Number 9 is that it is reliable. Like I said before, saying is reliable, all I had to do was change the Y hose. With 85,000 miles on this guy, doesn't have a tick, doesn't leak oil. That's pretty reliable for a performance engine. And you also look on different forums and people have 150,000+ miles on their Coyote. Just regular maintenance does a lot, guys. Just do your regular maintenance and you'll be fine. Number 10 is that it takes a beating. I mean, when I take my Mustang out, I'm not nice to it. I mean, why would you buy the car not to have fun? So that's honestly the 10 things that I have to say that are good about it. I mean, I could probably come up with more, but I'm limited to 10. I did the rest of the bad ones in the car, so here's the bad ones. All star! Not really. So we're in the Mustang, and we went through the 10 good things about the car, but there's always some bad things. I could only think of 5. I know some other people might think of more, but this is basically my opinion in the video of the good things and bad things. I'm going to take you on a drive for the bad things. Bluetooth audio.
Bluetooth audio.
You know, that's actually one other bad thing. I don't know if I have it written down or not. No, I don't. This is annoying. The Bluetooth audio on this thing is kind of annoying because, like, sometimes, actually most of the time, it doesn't connect to your phone. You have to press the button and you have to say Bluetooth audio for it to connect to your phone. And then sometimes it doesn't play the music right away, so you have to go to your phone and then you have to hit play on Spotify or whatever you use. And that's just kind of one of the other annoying / bad things. I mean, like, I can do it. You get Bluetooth audio in this car, so I mean, at least I'm not using an aux cord that's flailing around everywhere like my Jetta. It's a good and a bad. I mean, it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, telling my car Bluetooth audio every time I get into it. This is actually dependent on exhaust. but the drone in here is crazy with these Flowmasters. If I'm up at 65, I don't know if it's picking it up right now, but you just always have the drone. And that's dependent on exhaust, but I wrote it down as one of my bad things about the car. Another bad thing if you are tuned is that you go through gas. I'm tuned on 91 by Palm Beach Dyno, and my car averages around 13.5, 14 miles per gallon. Being a full-time college student and a full-time worker, I mean, at least I have my daily driver Jetta. That's a diesel, so I save gas there, but still, it is a gas drinker. I know it's not as bad as some other cars, but it's still pretty bad. Like, I think a stock C6 can get 20 something plus on the highway, 25 plus maybe, I think. And then even the C7 can shut off some of its cylinders, make it a 4-cylinder on the highway. Plus it also has a 7th gear for highway as well, so it gets sometimes 30 plus miles per gallon on the highway. But it's also a sacrifice I'm willing to make for power. Sorry, I had to let it out. I just thought of another one. So here's 6 things basically. Wait, 7 now because of the Bluetooth. It's kind of, I mean, it's the S197 platform. It is not good at corners. I've driven an S550 before, and they are great for cornering. I don't know how this would react on coilovers, whatever. It's probably a lot better. I mean, like, if you're gonna go on coilovers, it's definitely gonna be better. But out of stock suspension, this thing cornering is, no, it's a no-go. This is a straight line car. But I do love cornering, and being in this thing, the body roll is it's pretty bad for a sports car, but I mean, it is supposed to be straight line. As we're driving, I don't know if you can hear it, but my driver's side door squeaks a lot. Like, it's up in this panel, and sometimes I have to punch it, and sometimes it goes away, but it always comes back. And then, like, also if you're blaring the music and you have this crack to about here, it just rattles like crazy. It is a cheap sports car, and you are sacrificing a lot of the interior to go towards the power, which is another sacrifice I'm willing to make. But I mean, sometimes it gets annoying on long car rides, like you're just listening to music and your door starts going like, no, I don't want you to sing with the music. I want the music to be the music, and you, otherwise it's a really good interior. Like, it's actually soft to touch plastic, like it's kind of cushy, and that's better than really hard plastic. Like, it's soft plastic. You can tell when I knock on it, or otherwise it would be like this. This is hard plastic. That's probably why it makes so much freaking noise. Like, you can hear it squeak if I hit it at a specific place. But like, this plastic's pretty nice. Another bad thing that kind of relates to this car specifically is that it's salvage and it's high mileage, so it's pretty worn in, especially interior. Like, I mean, the interior is actually pretty flawless other than all the little sounds and stuff that you get with it. It looks really good. Like, it's not like faded anywhere, or like the seats have tears in it. It's actually held up really well. Being that it's a higher mileage car and it's salvage title, the body on the outside, oh my god, it's swirl hell. Like, it's kind of expected, but at least it's a white car and not a black car, because black cars and swirls just crazy bad. You've had 4+ owners own this now, and just rock chips and everything else. Like, there's even some rust in the well of the passenger side rear wheel, which could be fixed easily, sanding it down, then painting it. And it's like on the inside, it's not on the outside at all. So like, you don't really have to paint match the whole panel or anything. I mean, it's just expected stuff when you're getting into a higher mileage car. It's basically expected. Another bad thing that some people don't mind, and I mean, I don't mind it sometimes either, but the attention. I think I said this in the garage, but I mean, like, when I put a shark face decal on my Mustang, it kind of screams that I want your attention. And I mean, like, I do it to be different. I like when people come up to me and talk to me about the car and everything. Salvage title, 85,000 mile plus car. It's really good. See, if I had music on, we wouldn't be able to hear it. That's why I usually have music on. We have to make to try out different things. I don't think I could ever be a guy that owns a car for 4+ years. Like, I need something different, unless it's like a commuter daily or like a travel car or something like that. Then yeah, I'll keep that like the Jetta. But for performance cars, if I'm not doing like major stuff on it, like a Paxton, or like if this thing got a Paxton and I just chose to go that route, I'd keep this for a long time, like probably 3 years, 2 or 3 years more or something like that. But I just feel like trying different platforms. I think a C6 is calling me. So if you made it through this whole thing and listened to all my bullshit, thank you. I really appreciate it. These are my opinions. I hope it doesn't push you away from owning a 5.0, because I'm pretty sure with all the things that I've said about it, it should make you want to get a 5.0. Like, I'm just switching because I want to try something different. This was great. I would definitely go back to this after a C6 if I didn't like a C6 at all. I mean, like, I've had 2 Mustangs now, and I really like them. And the 5.0 platform is great. I just want to try something different. So if you're looking into getting a 5.0, I would definitely suggest it. Especially a salvage title that you know has been rebuilt well. I still don't really know how to talk to a camera, if you can't tell. I'm always behind the camera. Like, how am I supposed to talk to a camera? talking to people. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, smash that like button, and if you like the content on the channel, there's a ton more, I promise you. You should look through it because it's pretty cool stuff. I mean, like, this truck is sick. But consider subscribing as well. We'll see you in the next one. Say goodbye to the Mustang, and wish me luck in my endeavors looking for a C6 or a C5 Z06. I'm pretty sure that's the way I want to go. We'll see what happens. Maybe I might end up with a house. Who knows? You never know. Have a good night, or a day, or a evening.
Ain't never going home. You better know. We ain't never going home. Ain't never going home.